Hello everyone, my name is JoeJo, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a tier list on every single Mario game. Now, this is not my own tier list on tiermaker.com. This was made by this person right here. You can see it's the person's username. But yeah, the reason why I picked this one is because this character has a lot of titles for Mario games in here. So yeah. I also noticed that there's a Mario Party games in here, and the thing is, in this tier list, I will be not putting Mario Party games in this tier list because I have not played every single Mario Party game, and for the most part, they feel the same to me. They're just a bunch of mini games, like board games, pretty much get stars, ruin your friends, and pretty much not talk to them forever. So yeah. A lot of the time, I would not include the Mario Party games because they're just really the same thing in my opinion, and I have not played every single one of them. But I will include the Mario Kart games since they have like a lot of unique features, and I have played most of them. I'm not going to tell you how I did that because Nintendo's listening. But yeah, I also alternated the tiers a bit. And I also put this one down here that says haven't played because there are going to be some Mario games that I have not played. So they're going to be like be a section down there where I have not played the Mario Party games. Of course, like this is the reason why I'm doing this is because if I put down like a game in S or F tier, someone's going to be, and I'm going to say that I have not played this game. People are going to be like mad and say, why didn't you not like play this one? Like, why don't you have like, why do you put this in the tier list? That's why I put that in the haven't played section because it's just a neutral area. There's no actual, you know, like there's no like bad or good. It's just there because I have not played it. Alright, before I do this tier list though, I'm just going to say this is my opinion only. Only my opinion. So if you are very triggered and sensitive to what I'm going to be doing in this tier list, I would recommend you click off because, like I said, if you don't have thick skin, or you're not open-minded, or you're just a Twitter user who's like constantly don't like other people's opinions, I would recommend you click off this video because I'm going to be probably triggering a lot of people and their opinions on what I'm going to do in this tier list. So as soon as everyone has finally clicked off this video, I'm going to begin. Alright, so the first Mario game that we got is Mario Kart Tour. That game is going in F tier. The reason why Mario Kart Tour is because it's pretty much just a cash grab. I remember when I first played this game, when it first came out on the mobile phone when I was in high school. Honestly, I did like to play it because it was an interesting Mario Kart game that you could play on your phone. But a lot of my friends and students that were also in high school were like complaining about some things. And the fact that one of my friends talked about how he hated the fact that Luigi was not included in the game. I kind of wonder that because why is not Luigi added to the game? You got Mario, you got Peach, you got Toad, you got all sorts of people, but you don't have Luigi. Not to mention, Nintendo kind of made a quick cash grab. They, pretty much, pretty much they're like, oh, if you want to pay a lot of money, here you go, for this one skin or this one character. And sadly, a lot of the time, it's a very bad taste in Nintendo for doing this kind of thing. Not to mention, it's kind of weird playing the game with your fingers on swiping the phone or something like that. It's just, you can't really drive a cart in a game. I mean, there's many racing games for mobile that actually work. I don't know why Nintendo went with a weird way of doing it, but I guess that was their idea. But yeah, it deserves to go in F tier because it's one of the worst Mario Kart games out there. Super Mario Maker for the 3DS. That is going, and I haven't played. I've heard that this game is just not really good, in no opinion. It's just why would you put this on 3DS when the Wii U version was a lot more superior? But I have not played Super Mario Maker 3DS. Funny story though is that actually when I was at Black Friday and they had this game, Super Mario Maker on 3DS, when I went back after the 3DS, like after the, I went to the 3DS section after Black Friday, there was no one that bought Super Mario Maker for 3DS, like no one did. So you could tell that this game is bad. I could probably put this in F tier, but for the most part, I have not played this game, and nor do I really plan to. Super Mario Kart. Let's go with B tier. Yeah, I know that kind of seems like a bit extreme, but Super Mario Kart had a lot of flaws. But it was the very first Mario Kart game to be ever made for the Super Nintendo. It was honestly a really revolutionary game, but it had its flaws. Like the computer, the CPU, the game was kind of difficult to control. But I would say I would put this in B tier, seemed to be a little bit fair. It's not good, but it is revolutionary, and I would say it's really an iconic game on the Super Nintendo. Super Mario Circuit for the Wii U thing. I will put that in haven't played, because, like I said, I don't think I could afford to pay for the Mario Kart remote control thing. So, I would say that would go into, I would go to the, haven't played section because I have not touched this thing. It's a really cool thing. You can like control Mario in like this weird Mario Kart but in real life kind of scenario. But I have not played it, so I don't know how good or bad it is. Super Mario Super Circuit. That would go into E tier. It's not a good Mario Kart game by any means, but it's way better than Mario Kart Tour, so that's why it's going up there. It could be that it might be good in that it's not the worst Mario Kart game out there now because Mario Kart Tour has taken the reputation, but it just felt a little clunky. It's not really great, and there's a lot more Mario Karts out there that are much better. Paper Mario Color Splash, definitely going to F tier. This is going to be controversial because a lot of, like, I've played this game, I have the game, but it's not good in my opinion. I felt it's worse than Superstar. And yeah, there's gonna be people in the comment section gonna be really pissed at me for saying this, but it's not a good game. It's just washed down the same thing, just with a few new gimmicks. I do like the idea of like coloring everything, but then when you have to like every time you have to color in the cards and then you have to push them out, it's going to get tiring after a while. Not to mention the bosses, where you have to fight the Koopalings in that game. You have to find certain gimmick cards that will be used to prevent them from using a special attack that can one-shot you. So in my opinion, Paper Mario Color Splash is not good. It's bad. Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. I played this one, I would say it would go into maybe C tier. Because I know, it's Super Mario Deluxe, it's like Super Mario Brothers, a little bit more colorful, but it's just the same game. It's not as great as the original Super Mario Brothers game. It just has like a couple of gimmicks and all that kind of stuff, but for the most part, it's just going into C tier. It's nothing special. It has a few, it's just Super Mario Brothers with a few new cool ideas, but yeah. Super Mario Party, no. Oh, Super Mario Land. Okay, Super Mario Land, I would say would go into A tier. Super Mario Land was an iconic game. It had its flaws, but it was a pretty good Mario title for the Game Boy when it first started. It had like 4 worlds that you only go through, but I guess it was because the game developers were trying to test out the Game Boy's hardware when it first came out in 1989. It's not a bad game. I would say that it was really good for the time being. And yeah, sure, Super Mario Land 2 was a lot better than this one, but I put it in A tier because it still was iconic. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, that would definitely go into A tier. It's a good game. 4 players, it definitely revolutionized the idea of having 4 players in a 2D Mario game. But, like, it still was overwhelming. You can't, like, if you have, like, 4 players, it's gonna be, like, mayhem. But I would say that, like, yeah, I played this game. It was really, like, in the beginning, I really didn't understand how to play this game, and I really didn't like it. But now, when you play it solo, it actually is a lot better, in my opinion. So in A tier, I would put that, but, should I put this over Super Mario Land? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I'll put that there. New Super Mario Bros. 2, that will go in I haven't played section. Yeah, I heard that, like, New Super Mario Bros. 2 isn't really that special. It's just the same thing like the original New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, but with coins. That was the only gimmick it gave. But I haven't played this game, so for a lot of the time, it's not really my cup of tea. So, a lot of the time, it's not really something I would enjoy. And, yeah. New Super Mario Bros. U probably go into B tier. Because it's the same thing as New Super Mario Bros. Wii, just a few new items, power-ups, and a new storyline. I mean, it does have the weird little idea that the person on the Wii U pad could just, like, put blocks to help you out, but honestly, we never did that. Mario Kart 64, that will go into S tier. Mario Kart 64 definitely revolutionized the idea of the fact that it changed Mario Kart to what it was. It definitely balanced out a lot of things. It changed a whole lot of the way that we looked at racing games, and it was honestly a great Mario Kart game. Yeah, sure, it was very unpolished nowadays when we look back at it, but it still was a pretty good game. And if you got, like, get a bunch of people for a 4-player mode, you guys will have to have a fun time. Even with kids, they would like to enjoy playing this game. I don't know what this is. New Super Mario Bros. 3D. Is this Super Mario Brothers? No, it's not. I don't know what this is, and I don't really know if I. Hold on, let me try and Google this right fast. Oh. Okay, so it's the online version. I think, yeah, it's the Battle Royale Mario 35. Yeah, I would put this on I haven't played it because it is discontinued. The thing was, Super Mario Bros. 35 was a Battle Royale game where pretty much you had to beat, like, levels of Super Mario Bros. With a bunch of people and see who could get to the very end. I think it'd be kind of like Super Mario Maker 2 when they did, like, a multiplayer versus thing. But I've heard that there's not really it's discontinued, so there's no really services for it anymore, like what I saw from reading it. So yeah, there's not really a lot to go on. So I haven't played it, so it's going to go in the haven't played section. Super Mario Land 2, that will go, yeah, we'll go over Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land 2 was a good game. It definitely changed a lot of the elements that Super Mario Land didn't do. It made an overworld in the Game Boy, and also it brought our iconic enemy, Mario's nemesis Wario. This is the first game that actually introduced Wario to us. So yeah, I played it. I would say that it was a really cool game. It did have a few difficulty tweaks, like the ending part where you have to go through Wario's castle before you fight him. But for the most part, it is a decent Mario game. I would say it's one of the greatest in the Game Boy collection. So yeah, Super Mario Land 2 is a good game. Super Mario DS. I'll go in B tier. I played a little bit of Super Mario 64 DS, but the thing was, I just never really cared much for it. It just felt a little bit out of line. It just doesn't feel like my version. I know my friend, if he's watching this, he's going to be really mad at me for putting this, like, very low. But I don't really care much for Mario 64 DS. I prefer the original because it actually felt pretty good. Yeah, sure. It's one of those games that I'm, like, okay with, but honestly though, I'd just rather go back to the original. Like, sure, there's a lot of cool stuff that they added into Mario Kart 6. Mario 64 DS. I'm sorry, my brain just went AWOL for a second. But like yeah, Wario, Yoshi, Luigi all be added in, and the creepy, mysterious that Waluigi should have been added, but he never was. It just felt a little bit off, but it's a cool idea. I might go back and play it again just to try and get into the mood of it, but for the most part, I just prefer to play the original. Super Mario 3D Land. I have played this game. I would say that it would go to B tier as well, because, I mean, it is Super Mario 3D Land, but, like, it's a lot of the time, it felt a bit, same old with, like, Super Mario Galaxy, and it just doesn't really feel that appeals to me that much. Sure, the Tanuki comes back, the Tanuki suit from Mario 3, but a lot of the time, it's just not really my cup of tea. I haven't really played a lot of it, but I guess that's something. Alright, New Super Mario Bros. This will go into S tier. Why? Because it revolutionized and brought back the 2D Mario games to the modern audience in 2006. This what brought back, like, people were like still dealing with the 3D Mario stuff, like Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, but Nintendo went back to the original Super Mario Brothers and pretty much brought it back to what it was. I played this game. I would say it felt really nice to have, like, Mario back to where it was back in the day, 2D Mario. And it's where it actually was unique and it was fresh, not after, like, New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. 2, and then Super Mario Bros. U, and then it just kept going downhill. This is where it originally started, and it's where it's crisp and clean and actually unique. That's what I think was really good about New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. And yeah, that's what made it really cool. And not to mention, it was fun messing with the shell power-up and the Mega Mushroom. Mario Kart 7. I would put that down in C tier. Sure, it introduced us to the gliding mechanic with the hang glider, but it's kind of like, I never really liked playing the game on handheld. It felt a little weird, but for a lot of it, Mario Kart 7 was an interesting game, but for the most part, it kind of felt like, oh yeah, and a lot of gripes I did have about it was the fact that Waluigi was never in the game, even though Waluigi Pinball was there, which was kind of a bit of a gripe for a lot of people. But Mario Kart 7, it's there, it's just, not really it was not that really interesting to me. Mario Luigi Dream Team. That would actually go into A tier, actually. That actually was a pretty good game, in my opinion. I played through it, I liked it. It actually had a really cool story idea with Mario and Luigi going to this kingdom for dreams and pillows. A new villain, actually. It was actually a pretty good game. I enjoyed it as long as you knew what you were doing and how to play the game. The concept of tilting the 3DS so you can actually do these big giant boss battles, that also was pretty cool. Sure, it kind of got really annoying a bit, and you had to, like, time everything, but yeah, it was interesting, and I liked it. Super Paper Mario was an oddball. I would say this would go into, we'd go into C tier. A lot of Paper Mario fans would probably be mad at me for doing that, but like I said, I played Super Paper Mario. It's not like the original Paper Marios that you expect. It's like a 2D Mario game with 3D elements. It's definitely strange. It's a very strange oddball in the Paper Mario series. I do like the characters, but for the most part, it just didn't feel like the real Paper Mario that I always, enjoyed. But I will put it at C tier because it's the middleman. It's not bad, but it's not good. And in my opinion, it just felt a little weird. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, that's going to, I haven't played it. I've thought about it since Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy are there, but we'll get into Super Mario Sunshine. But for the most part, I don't know why Nintendo got rid of it, but yeah. Uh, Paper Mario Origami King. Have not played that yet. I need to, but I heard good things about it, but I heard a lot of crazy things about it as well. It's there, not really my thing, because I really don't care about the Paper Mario series anymore. Paper Jam. That also goes into a bit of, I haven't played it yet, so I heard that Mario Luigi Paper Jam was actually kind of bad. It was just a quick cash grab, and it's not exactly good in what people say. But I don't know. I have not tried playing it yet, so who knows? Maybe I will get to it, and then we'll probably come back and fix this up. Super Mario Maker. I would say this would go into A tier. Yeah. Yeah, this would go into A tier because it was a unique concept of Mario. After all these years, Nintendo finally was able to let the internet and let everyone in the community make their own Super Mario games. This is what made it unique. Not to mention the tune, and like when you make the games, like when you place the blocks, they would actually like the voices would actually sync to the music. Like Super Mario World, Super Mario Bros. 1, 3, and then New Super Mario Bros. It was definitely a unique concept, and it definitely was something that the community wanted from Nintendo, and I'm glad they did, because it actually was a really great game, and I enjoyed spending hours making a level in the game just to be played by myself. Super Mario Maker 2, I have not played it. I heard that it definitely is a lot better than Super Mario Maker, but I have not been able to play it, and nor do I really care for playing online, because you have to pay a subscription for that. But who knows, maybe one day I might get onto Super Mario Maker 2 and play it. Alright. Super Mario Advance. I would say that Super Mario Advance would probably go into C tier. It's Super Mario Brothers 2, just not really a lot to go on. Yeah. Yes. And here's the original Super Mario Bros. 2. I would put that in B tier. Now, people really complain that Super Mario Bros. 2 wasn't actually Super Mario Bros. 2, but it was Okie Dokie Panic. Okie Dokie Panic. Oh, I need to get a drink of water. I've been talking too much for a long time. But yeah. Super Mario Bros. 2 was actually a cool idea. Sure, it was a reskin because Super Mario 2 The Lost Levels was way too hard in Japan, so they were not okay with the idea of putting it over to America. Because, well, they would probably like not get a lot of sales and people would get mad if it's constantly frustrating. But I would say that Super Mario Bros. 2 was a pretty cool idea. Sure, it did bring us Birdo and Shy Guys. For a lot of the time, though, people are still debating if it really counts as a fake or an actual Mario game in the series. I would say it is a Mario game in the series. Sure, it doesn't feel like the original Super Mario Bros., but I would say that it does deserve some treatment as being a cool game. Mario Luigi Partners in Time. I would put that in B tier, actually. Why? It was a pretty cool game. I played this one. It felt pretty good to play. It was the cool idea of Mario and Luigi meeting their younger selves, baby Mario and baby Luigi, and the concept of having 4 health bars, so it indicates the fact that there's 2 different versions of Mario that you can, like, if one gets knocked out, the other one still is in the fight. It's a cool idea. Sure, it did feel a little weird with all it gets overwhelming with all the RPG elements, and not to mention the attack beams, not to mention the final boss is pretty difficult, but yeah, Partners in Time is actually a unique game, and I would recommend people try checking it out. Okay, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the remake. Okay, so the Super Mario Luigi Superstar Saga definitely deserves to go. Actually, no, I don't think A tier deserves. I don't think it deserves A tier. I would say, yeah, I'll just go with A tier. Down there, Super Mario Luigi. Wait, Mario Luigi Superstar Saga definitely was not my personal favorite in the Mario Luigi series, RPG series. It was very clunky. It was difficult. So when the remake came out and I played it, it actually was a lot easier to do all of the combos, the button mashing, the combos and everything, because it felt a lot more crisp and clear when they made the remake for this. Not to mention, I have not tried the Bowser Minions, like, spin-off series there, but I would say that the remake was a really good improvement over the original. The original definitely goes into D tier. Or, no, we'll go for E tier. Yeah, I know. People grow up with this version, but I hate it. Like, I hate Superstar Saga with a passion, because it is very difficult with the Game Boy hardware it used to be on. It's very clunky. It's really difficult to do everything. And that's why I like the original. I like the remake much better than the, well, you know, the original. The original definitely was definitely nostalgic, but it was very clunky, and I don't think it aged well. While the remake definitely improved upon it. Super Mario World Advance. I have not really played this one, so it's just the same thing as Super Mario World. Nothing really interesting. Super Mario World. That would go into... I would say that would go into A tier. Yeah, I know. People would say that Super Mario World was the most iconic Super Nintendo game, but for me, it just brought some bad memories to me. It was kind of difficult to play, because you get overwhelmed with these new features. You gotta understand how to, like... It just felt frustrating to play most of the time. It was difficult. And, actually, you know, yeah, after realizing what I went through when playing Super Mario World, it's not great in my opinion. It's difficult. It's a difficult game, but it does have its charms. No, don't give me that. Super Mario World is a great game, but for me, it's not my cup of tea. It's bad. Oh, Super Paper Mario, I would say goes into A tier. It's a good game. Very good RPG game. It's very glitchy though. Very buggy. There is a glitch you can do in the game that will destroy your game. It's a game-breaking glitch. But it does have its charms. It definitely revolutionized a very cool version of Mario RPG, since Super Mario RPG was no longer a thing, because Squarespace was the makers of the game, and, well, Nintendo probably couldn't get Squarespace to do it back in the day. But Super Paper Mario was really a good game, and I played it, beaten it. It definitely felt really good to play it. I liked it, definitely good. Mario Kart Wii definitely goes into A tier. Why? Because Mario Kart Wii was actually a pretty cool, like, it was one of the greatest Wii games ever made for the Wii. Because you could be able to do motion control, and a lot of the time, it was a really, really good game. I remember me, my cousin, and my brother would play this game constantly, because it was just so much fun for all of us to play this game. It felt really good, driving the steering wheel for me. And sure, I would get mad because I would lose, and I guess this is where it started with my rage quitting and anger problems with video games, but... Mario Kart Wii definitely was nostalgic, and it's still one of the greatest Mario Kart games that I will personally remember from my childhood. There you got Yoshi's Island, the advanced version. Haven't played that one. Same thing. Here's the original Yoshi's Island. I would put that in probably B tier. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, was definitely a cool concept. The fact that you're not playing as Mario but Yoshi. Different mechanics. You can throw eggs at people, eat them. It definitely was a cool idea, and also not to mention it was a prequel to what exactly happened between Mario and how him and his brother came to be. So yeah, Super Mario Yoshi's Island, never beaten it, but definitely played it. Cool-eyed game, interesting concept. Bowser's Inside Story. Have not played that one. I always wanted to play Bowser's Inside Story, but I've never gotten around to it. So yeah, same thing with the original. I did try to play it, but then I had some technical problems with Nintendo. I plead the fifth. I'm not going to say what I did, but I did play a little bit of the game. Please don't sue me. Don't come after me. Super Mario Sunshine. That's definitely going to E tier. No, that goes down the E tier. I hate Super Mario Sunshine with a passion. This game is the Dark Souls of 3D Mario. Sure, I do like the idea that the game itself was cool, and that it was really cool with the fact that it introduced Mario to Delfino Island, and you could be able to clean the area with this cool little gadget that sprays water. But this game was frustrating. It was hard. For anyone out there who loves Super Mario Sunshine, you must remember that there were shine sprites that were so difficult to get. And I have not beaten this game and get to the final boss because the shine sprites were that difficult to use. You had to learn how to do everything right in order to get that shine sprite. I don't know why this game was so difficult, but it was difficult, and it frustrated me to the point I rage quit it because I could not play this game. And it's the many reasons why I refuse to try to buy Super Mario 3D All-Stars, because I just don't like this game. It is bad in my opinion, and that's why, in my opinion, it's one of the worst in the 3D Mario games. Mario Kart 8 definitely goes into S tier. It's definitely one of the it's definitely a pretty good, no, I don't think I want to put that down there, but definitely Mario Kart 8 goes into S tier because it is honestly it's definitely polished up. I played Mario Kart 8, played the deluxe version. It's definitely a cool idea with the anti-gravity thing. But yeah, Mario Kart 8, wait, do they have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in here? No. So I guess this both includes Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe. So yeah, it's the same game, but Mario Kart 8, definitely a good Mario Kart game. Me and my brother, we would play it often. I remember when I was working up at camp, we had a Switch, I played the game. Definitely a good Mario Kart game. And also, oh, never mind. That goes into I did not see, I was trying to see if they actually had Deluxe. This would go into A tier. But, that would go down a little bit, yeah, man, that works. But yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe definitely added some more features into it. So, a lot of the time, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe definitely changed some things, gave us 2 items, you could be able to do all sorts of things. So yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, definitely a good one. Mario Kart 8 was definitely, but this was more of an improvement. Mario Kart 8 was good, but this one was definitely an improvement. 25th anniversary, that goes in the F tier. Definitely goes. The reason why this one goes in the F tier is because it's the same game. It's just Super Mario All-Stars, but repackaged for the Wii. It was just a lazy port that they did. Nothing really special about it. Super Mario Bros. 3, that goes into, I haven't played it. Mario Kart DS definitely goes into S tier level, but definitely lower than that. Mario Kart, actually no, that definitely deserves a good spot. Mario Kart DS, I would say, is one of the best Mario Kart games out there because it's what introduced us to the Wi-Fi so we could play online. Not to mention, this was the first time we actually got really cool tracks and carts. Not to, I really like the carts in Mario Kart DS because they were unique. I remember when I was a kid, I would get my Legos and I would build, actual Mario carts from that game and put them into real-life Lego pieces. I could probably do it if I had the resources for it. But yeah, Mario Kart DS was really like a really good game, and I absolutely enjoyed this. Not to mention the music, the tracks, the carts, they were all interesting and unique. So yeah. Super Mario RPG, the 7 stars. That's going into S tier. I'll put that up for that. Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars was made by Squarespace, which are the same people who made Final Fantasy. Super Mario RPG, this Legend of the 7 Stars, was a really, really good RPG game, and I enjoy it. Sure, it is very difficult if you don't micromanage and understand how these RPG elements work, but it definitely brought some unique traits, and it was honestly one of the greatest stories told in the game. Sure, it was very difficult if you did not know what you were doing, but I would say it was one of the greatest and the very first RPGs that ever introduced with Super Mario, so yeah, definitely a good game. Super Mario Odyssey, definitely going in the S tier. Super Mario Odyssey was honestly one of the greatest launches for the Nintendo Switch, and one of the greatest Super Mario games of all time. Sure, it felt a little bit easy. It was a very easy game to play, but it was pretty cool, and the idea that Mario could just pretty much like flip his hat and like transform into anybody, and not to mention it brought back Pauline from Donkey Kong. So yeah, that's a really cool thing. Super Mario 3D plus Bowser's Fury. I have not played this one. I don't really care much for I don't know much about the Bowser Fury storyline, but I try to not pretend it's not there because I do not want spoilers. So people in the comments, don't do any spoilers on me, but yeah. I don't ever I never really planned to play it since I already played the original 3D world, but who knows, maybe one day I will. Super Mario Galaxy, definitely go into S tier. Super Mario Galaxy definitely was a pretty good game. It definitely was a cool concept. Mario going into galaxies, it had a really good story. And for a lot of the time, collecting stars. Sure, it was very difficult, but then you got to meet Rosalina in the observatory as the hub world, and that was honestly kind of cool. I really liked that. Shame though Mario never got to fly, only in the observatory, but still, it was a pretty cool thing. Super Mario Bros. 3, I would put that in, I would put that in A tier, but definitely A tier. I never really, yeah, sure. Super Mario Bros. Was a very tough game. Super Mario Bros. 3 was a very tough game, but it was honestly very charming. I would say that it was unique. It was cool. You brought the flower, not to mention it introduced the hub world where you can move around and select which levels you want to go to. Not to mention the warp whistle, the Hammer Bros power up that you could throw at people, and it actually was one of the most craziest weapons in the game. The thing I liked about the Hammer Bros thing was that you could kill almost any enemy in the game with it. Booze, dry bones, anything. It was a monster machine. I don't know if this thing is really loud, but I'll probably have to figure it out in the editing program. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, definitely going into A tier as one of the greatest Paper Mario games of all time. Now, at the beginning, when I first played this, I didn't like it because it was very difficult, but it turns out I really didn't understand the badge system and all that kind of stuff. I have not beat the final boss, but I have played through the entire game. It is a it's a difficult RPG game, but if you know what you're doing throughout the game, you will be able to beat this. Not to mention, it's exploded with a bunch of badges. And then you could be able to it's like a little bit better than Paper Mario with the fact that it has a better badge system, but it was very, very unique. And I would say it's one of the greatest Paper Mario games ever made. This one is first, Paper Mario second. Super Mario 64, definitely going into S tier. If people don't know, Super Mario 64 is my favorite Mario game out of everyone else. Super Mario 64 is a good Super Mario game. The fact that it revolutionized 3D platform, you could do all sorts of stuff with Mario, And you could jump the paintings, collect stars, and not to mention, it also brought us Mario Machinima, like Mario 64 Machinima, where you do like Super Mario 64 bloopers and all that kind of stuff. Super Mario 64 was definitely something that you could do almost with anything. You could either make your own adventures, or you could just do the objective and get the stars. The music is great. Yeah, Super Mario 64 is definitely... Well, of course, though, the game itself didn't really age with the camera angles. That's the one thing I have the biggest gripe with, is the camera angles definitely did not age well, but for the most part, this was a very solid Super Mario game. Mario Kart Double Dash, that is definitely going to A tier. Mario Kart Double Dash brought something unique to the table. Yeah, let me get a drink of water right fast, because this is going to take a while. What made Mario Kart Double Dash very unique was the fact that 2 people were in the cart. And the fact that you can, like, drive around... Actually, no, hold on. That deserves to go over Mario Kart 8. What made Mario Kart Double Dash unique was the fact that you could spin around. Yeah, it's gonna be debate. Yeah, like the fact that you could like spin around your characters to like you can match them or mix them. They all had their unique special power-ups. The music was great. The cars were unique. The tracks were really cool. I played this game and beaten it fully. Sure, I do hate the blue shells and all that kind of stuff, but for a lot of the time, Mario Kart Double Dash was definitely a great Mario Kart game, and the most unique out of all of them. The Mario Party. Oh, Mario Party Advance definitely going to F tier. Definitely going to F tier. Mario Party Advance was not Mario. Wait a minute. Wait, no. Wait. I don't know. Can I count this as a Mario Party like exclude? No. I just realized that I could not use this Mario Party, but you know what? We'll make one exception. Mario Party Advance was definitely the worst out of all the Mario Party games. And plus, it wasn't really even a Mario Party game at all. Because this version of Mario Party definitely sucked. It just didn't feel like the actual Mario Party games you would see here. So I guess this one definitely deserves the boot for being an F tier. All the rest of them, I don't know much about, but this one, I personally know sucks. Because I played it, it's bad. It's very bad. Mario Clash, never played it, because I never really cared much for the Virtual Boy, but I heard this one was pretty bad. I think this is Mario Brothers. You know, we'll put this in D tier. Mario Bros, the arcade game, was definitely a unique concept. It was an interesting arcade game, but for the most part, it gets boring after a while. Not really a lot to go on, but actually, you know, we'll just put that in E tier. There's not a lot in the D tier category. I probably should put people in the D tier, but yeah. More Mario Party. Definitely. Okay, now we got something that deserves to go into D tier. Paper Mario Sticker Star was definitely the first 3DS game I ever played, and while I did definitely play the crap out of the game because it was the only copy I had for the time being, it was not good at all. The thing was, peeling stickers, putting them up, and it just, the RPG element for Paper Mario Sticker Star just didn't feel good, but it's a lot better than Color Splash, that's for sure. It's not good, not great, but it's there. Not really a lot to say, but the cool idea is it brought Bowser Jr. I did like the Boo Mansion theme section of the game. I thought that was pretty cool. I hate the fact that fighting Bowser, you had to use these special stickers. Kamek had to like change your stickers to flip-flops. For a lot of the time, Paper Mario Sticker Star, it's there. Not my cup of tea, but it was there and I played it and I liked it. Yeah, Super Mario 2, The Lost Levels, definitely going into F tier. This frickin' game is the Dark Souls of Mario games in general. The Lost Levels is honestly difficult and somewhat unfair. Like, the game developers purposely made this game to really piss you off. Because the level design, The fact that warps now could reverse you back. People do not like this game. It's one of the reasons why Nintendo probably put Super Mario Bros. 2. They released Super Mario Bros. 2 in the USA instead of Super Mario The Lost Levels. This is the true sequel to Super Mario Bros., but I'm glad we did not get this until Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario or Donkey Kong. I would put this in C tier. Donkey Kong definitely changed Mario. This is the first time Mario was ever introduced in Donkey Kong. While it was a very cool arcade game at the time, it's pretty much just a rinse and repeat. You go up, you go up all these 4 levels, sections of the game, and then it repeats the game. It's just an arcade game that you just keep going. But I will put this in C tier. Maybe up. For a lot of the time, actually no, yeah, for a lot of the time, this game just, it was there. It was good. If the Game Boy version of the Donkey Kong was there, I actually had a lot more to say because it actually expanded a lot more. But yeah, this version of Donkey Kong, it was cool. I liked it, but it just felt a bit, it felt a little bit the same thing. Super Mario Run, I would put that in E tier. Sure, it's just Super Mario on the phone. It was Mario's first time being on the phone. All it was just Mario. You just jump, jump, jump. Nothing really that interesting about it. All it is just Mario running, and you just gotta jump, make him jump and tap the buttons. Nothing unique about it. It's just not interesting. Super Mario Bros. For the NES. That is definitely going into S tier. If I did not put this in S tier, people would probably crucify me for not putting there. Super Mario Bros. Was the first Mario game that actually put Mario and Nintendo on the map. It was definitely a game that changed video games as a genre in the early 80s. Super Mario Bros. Was a good game, straightforward. It did get harder as the levels progressed, but it's definitely a game that even a child could pick up and play. It might be a little difficult, but it's honestly a pretty easy game to start off with. New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, haven't played it, but it's the same thing as New Super Mario Bros. U, with the unique fact that Toadette could change into Peach, which later turned into Bowsetta, and yeah, well, the internet went crazy. Super Mario, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, that's going to, I haven't played it, because like I said, I could not really play it, but maybe one day I probably will. Super Mario 3D World, that's definitely going in A tier. What made Super Mario 3D World unique was the fact that it was a 3D game with 4 players and furry cat suits. It was cool. I like the idea that this time Princess Peach was not being kidnapped, but it was mostly being fairies that were kidnapped by Bowser. And the fact is that it literally brought back like the Super Mario Bros. 2 idea of like characters is what made it unique. I like Super Mario 3D World. It definitely was a good game. I would like to try to play Bowser's Fury, but for the most part, I have not. Alright, Super Mario 3D All-Stars plus Super Mario World. That would go into A tier, actually. Because, yeah. Because Super Mario 3 All-Stars was definitely a cool concept for the SNES. It brought back the original Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3 into and revamped it in 16-bit. It was definitely a cool, good idea. Oh yeah, I forgot. Not also the Lost Levels. That's where we got introduced to the Lost Levels. This game was unique. I did enjoy playing it, even though I did play it on the Wii often, because that was the only way I was able to play this. I did not have the Super Nintendo, but it is the same game, but this is where it's definitely defined. Plus, it includes Super Mario World in some packages, so win-win. Not to mention Luigi's spray is changed in the Super Mario World game in that version. So yeah, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, good game. Definitely recommend it for the Super Nintendo. it's definitely something to look at. Super Mario Galaxy 2, that is going into S tier above Super Mario Galaxy. The thing about Super Mario Galaxy 2 was that it was literally just an expansion over Super Mario Galaxy, stuff that the developers wanted to do but they couldn't do in Super Mario Galaxy, so they just made a sequel. Simple as that. I played this one. Sure, it was very difficult playing it, but with some of the stars being really difficult to like try and grab, but for a lot of it, it was a pretty good game. I do like Super Mario Galaxy 2, and it's definitely impacted my childhood. And yeah, all the rest are just Mario Party games. Well, I did include Mario Party Advance because that game sucks. So I guess one exception, but yeah. I don't know if there's anything else in here that I probably should alternate, but I don't. Okay, so yeah. So yeah. I don't really know what else to like. Probably that I think a lot of people probably want me dead now because they probably saw that I just ruined their favorite games. But like I said, this is my opinion only. I might tweak about these games a bit and might go back and try to play these Mario games. There's a lot of other Mario games out here that I did not be able to include because they're not here. But who knows? Yeah. If you guys enjoy the fact that I did a tier list, or probably hate me at this point, but this is all that I like to say about this tier list for Super Mario. If you don't like it, that's fine, but if you do like it, well, there you go. There you go. Super Mario, and this is all my opinion only. It's not your opinion. You can make your own tier list and then just show me in my face on Twitter saying, look man, this is my tier list of all the Mario games. This is what I believe. Then okay, that's fine. If you pick this, and if you don't, then yeah. I probably should have put stuff in D tier, but I didn't really have a lot to go on. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I might change and alternate a bit. Who knows? But yeah. So I guess that's all for the time I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, then like it, subscribe, and if you're new. If you comment down below what you think or don't like, then you can dislike me if you do not like my opinion over the Super Mario games. But who knows? We might alternate this game a bit, but in the meantime, who knows? I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and peace.